content may not be suitable to some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to some audiences. Your discretion is advised. Wrestling POV's content may not be suitable to modern audiences. Your discretion is advised.
Hey folks, this news flash just in. Elio Canella rescued from a rehab center that also dealt with sexual addiction. Yes, you are listening to this week's edition of WPOV Global. I'm your host, the non-drunk, non-STD'd up legend, T. James Logan. And with me, my recovering but still a good guy at times, the gentleman, Elio Canella. Gentlemen, what have you been up to? You're becoming a legend around the bars and the brothels of this fair country.
I don't know. I'm making quite a name for myself up there with these locations.
Well, you know what? I hear they're even thinking of naming an STD after you. Something new. Something you created. So good on you. It involves alcohol, sex. It's a whole bunch of crazy stuff. Folks, if you're under 18, why are you listening to us anyways? I mean, come on, get a life. Anyhow, if you're over 18, join in the conversation. And women, please quit sending Elio all these nude photos. I mean, it's just clogging up our servers, and I don't know. And also, alcohol companies, quit sending him promos. Come on, man. Coupons and promos. The guy's going to die. His liver is only so big. Elio, you sound very cheerful and mirthful today. How has your week been going besides all the craziness?
My week's been great.
Yeah? My week's been pretty good too. And you know what? We moaned about the fact that we didn't have a New Japan fix last week. Mm-hmm. We came off the G1. We felt a little bit down that there was nothing to talk about. But you know, nobody except New Japan World showed the Super J Cup. Man, that was hard finding stuff.
I was ready to sit down last Thursday to watch day one.
Yes, obviously not upset enough to spend the $10 to just buy the site and the subscription, but upset enough to not to find a pirated copy out there somewhere. Ouch. If you're from New Japan World, what we meant to say is, good show, guys. Arigato. Anyways, wow. The graves, I seem to dig us sometimes.
You're going to get us into trouble.
Somewhere, eh? If it's not the moral police of Canada, it's going to be the RCMP or somebody. But
and you say I'm the troublemaker here.
No, you get yourself in a lot of trouble. Trust me, my big mouth gets me in enough trouble as it is. I'm not going to deny that. You know, Elio, has anyone ever told you about how we all have like a filter that helps us like think before we say stuff?
Yep.
I had mine surgically removed 10 years ago, so I can't be blamed for the things I say, folks. I have a doctor's note, so screw you all. Anyhow, let's look at last week's poll. All right.
Okay.
Now, last week's poll we've been discussing, and I mean it's been on everybody's mind lately. Of course, the upcoming AWA show, the AEW. Did I say AEW? AEW show that will be coming up on Wednesdays this fall. But then, WWE goes and counter programs, and they'll be doing a weekly NXT show. Woo!
Oh, I know.
Now, my question was this: it's a Wednesday night. You flick on the TV. You decide you want to see some wrestling. Which show are you going to be watching live? Is it going to be NXT? Is it going to be AEW? Well, you know what? We had a slew of votes. First of all, I want to ask you, Elio, who are you going to be watching when it comes down to it?
Well, I already have a solution. I'm going to watch both. Picture in picture.
Picture in picture. Whoa. Okay, that was smart. I know people are saying, well, I can DVR. But here's the thing, folks. Whatever show you put as the primary show, that is the show that gets the rating. That is the show that ends up deciding which show is going to win over the other. So, okay, then, you know what? I challenge your picture in a picture because what is going to be the primary picture and which one is going to be in the little box?
You know what? I can always watch NXT, so I'm gonna have the AEW on the big screen and NXT in the little box.
Okay, fair enough. So you're leaning towards AEW, and you know what? I'm gonna say this. I don't want to be a naysayer. I really hope AEW works out. Love Kenny Omega. But I'm going to watch NXT for the simple fact is, and we're going to go over this later, folks. Take a look at this week's AEW's upcoming pay-per-view.
I don't know.
I'm not sure if I'd watch that for free, let alone pay for that. So
this is their fourth event this year so far.
Yeah, and they have progressively gotten worse. Have you noticed that? Like the first one was pretty good, the next one was half-assed,
Right.
the third one was like, this one's even,
I know.
So
Wow, I mean, All In was better than this one, and that I don't think that had anything to do with AEW.
No, it didn't actually. It was more of ROH production. But all right, well, folks, you know what? The votes are in. 54% of you say you're going to watch AEW first, and 46% saying NXT. So I find that interesting, but let's go to some of the comments that we have on here, okay?
Okay.
Ian DeMore says, NXT, it's the best thing WWE has going for it right now, but I am excited for AEW. Okay.
Oh, okay.
One of our top fans, Josh Sanders, says, NXT eventually, but first night AEW debuts, I want to watch it live first. Okay, that seems fair enough. I mean,
that was the same with that short run that Impact had going up against Monday Night Raw on Monday nights.
Right.
I opted to watch Impact just to see how they would do on Monday nights.
Right on. All right, let's see what other comments we got. A post came up from Ultimate #1 Wrestling News that said, AEW as much as I like NXT. So I'm seeing that people, this isn't an easy decision. People are like, kind of like having to think this one through. Alan McCormick says, there really isn't anyone in AEW that has me excited to watch it. I'll probably flip back and forth from time to time.
Come on, Kenny Omega is cool.
Yes, Kenny Omega is cool. John Nen Overby says the same. Nick Tarka says, I mean, I'm DVRing both, so, however, that doesn't answer the question I asked. We can DVR everything. Sorry, Nick, you get the bonehead answer of the week if I had one. I'm glad we don't have a bonehead answer of the week. I think we'd be giving tons of those things out. All right.
Right.
So that's it. 54% of you thinking that AEW is the show you want to. And you know what? I'm going to be interested, Elio, because I'm going to ask this poll. I say like 2 months after both shows are running, which is the better show. And I'm going to see if AEW meets up to the 54% distinction that it has, or is it just a flash in a pan and, the quality that's
in it? Note of that right now.
Yeah.
That's a future poll.
A future poll indeed. And, okay, fans, so you know what? I actually have, on this show, next week's poll. I know usually I'll be like, I got to think about it. But next, our poll, and this is interesting, folks. I'm going to try and set up the poll. We're going to set it up probably tonight or tomorrow. I'm going to do the cutoff date for this poll Saturday morning, okay? Because what I want to know is, do you fans, because now we heard that Jon Moxley was injured in the G1. He cannot compete on the upcoming AEW pay-per-view this weekend. So AEW has announced that Kenny Omega instead will fight Pac. What I want to know, fans, is this a cool substitution or is this just some lame-ass sauce? You guys tell me. Is the Pacs for Moxley thing cool or is it just a big-ass pile of drool? I need to know from you guys, all right? So we'll put that poll up. Like I said, we're only going to run it to Saturday morning because I want to know what you guys thought before going in, okay? And what I think I might do too is Sunday night Sunday morning, I'm going to set up a second poll, which will ask, was the Pac-Kenny Omega match really cool and worth it? Or would Jon Moxley have been a better suit after the fact? So that's kind of cool. We're going to do a before and after poll.
Okay.
All right. So I'm going to ask you really quick. In your mind, Elio, is Pac a good substitution in your mind for Jon Moxley going up against Kenny Omega.
Well, we haven't seen him in a long time, so it'd be kind of cool to actually see him. So I think this would be a cool substitute.
Okay.
Just to see how he does.
Okay. I'm going to say for fans who are just getting on board AEW and trying to support it, I'm going to say that I don't think this was a good substitution. Just for the simple fact, you took Jon Moxley, who is kind of a recognized guy from the WWE. People still, he's not that far removed from it. Mm-hmm. And then we're substituting him with, and yes, Pac as Adrian Neville was in the WWE as a cruiserweight who we have not seen forever. And you just look at the way cruiserweights are treated a lot on, at least in the past in WWE, as pretty much being secondary citizens. So I'm wondering if people are going to look at Pac and say, well, why is this little guy substituting for Dean Ambrose? You know what I mean? Yeah. So yeah. Is Pac a good substitute for the injured Jon Moxley? Folks, you tell me by Saturday. And then Sunday on, for those who watch the pay-per-view, was it a good choice? Did it work out cool? Do you think that Pac match was really great and that you're cool with it not being Moxley? Or do you think, man, Moxley would have blown that match away? So two-part pro. We'll see how it goes. We can't even answer the second part because, well, we're not psychic idiots. How the heck are we supposed to know how the match is going to be? I mean, come on, people. Use your heads. Where do we get these people? Okay. Anyhow, let's get into some news. All right. Now, it's funny, lately when we do the news, I find sometimes everything's in a trend. Like you see some news and it seems like everything is like one company. Like 1 week we get like
AEW.
Yeah, to AEW 20 things. Maybe 1 week it's all MLW announcing a bunch of crap. You never get like all over. Well, this week I guess we're gonna buck that trend because I have some news from like different companies. So yeah, I have news from New Japan. I got news from AEW. Well, of course, I have news from MLW. I got news from ROH. Heck, I even got news from Impact. Yeah, that show still exists. Can you believe that?
Oh wow!
All right, so. Let's start off with our New Japan news. Big news in the fact that New Japan is trying to continue its invasion into the United States. They have just announced some return dates to California. All right? Now, we do know Saturday, November 5th, they'll be in San Jose as one of the events that they are looking at. There will be more cards coming up. I do know that they're going to be in Philadelphia and I think maybe San Francisco. But for sure, San Jose up till today has been announced on November 9th. All right? So, moving over to AEW. Of course, there had to be AEW news, right? But
of course,
this one's congratulatory news because AEW star Shawn Spears just got married over the weekend to WWE star Peyton Royce. That's kind of exciting.
Yep.
Now, have you met either of these two people, Elio?
I'm sorry?
Have you met either of these two people ever?
Have I met them?
Yeah. No?
No.
Okay, well, I brought that up because I met Shawn Spears a month and a half ago when I did the Teddy Hart interview. He was on the same card. I got a chance to meet him, say hello to him. He seemed like a really nice guy. Peyton Royce was trained by Lance Storm, and as a result, she spent the first 8 or 9 months of her career wrestling for PWA, who I cover monthly, regularly here in town. So I knew Peyton Royce a little bit for 9 months. Really sweet lady. She was really nice. So, really good kids, the both of them. I didn't even really know they were in a relationship. I really don't follow that stuff. If you guys really want to follow that stuff, grow up. Buy National Enquirer. We don't give a crap about that. Like, come on. Anyhow. Okay. Talking about idiotic news. How about this one? Cracker Barrel has been named as presenting the match sponsor for the triple threat match between Darby Allin, Joey Janela, and Jimmy Havoc.
My question to you is why?
Yeah, my question is how fucking stupid is this, man? I mean, Darby...
of all the matches.
Yeah, I mean, look at these three people. Darby Allin, Joey Janela, Jimmy Havoc. Yeah, all three of them scream Cracker Barrel to me. Oh, my Lord. Just sometimes I just shake my head at wrestling. This is one of them. Okay, it's nice they threw in the money, but come on. Now Impact's like the ugly little sister who can't get a date for the prom. Well,
oh no.
Well, they're trying to give out perks, and just like the ugly little sister is willing to put out prom night if you date her, Impact is decided to offer a perk to its talent where they are going to pay for hotel rooms when their talent are on the road. That's kind of cool. I'm going to say that is kind of cool.
That is.
But It stinks of desperation, just like that ugly old sister waiting for a prom date. I'm so nice. So, you know what? That's the news I got. I know you had a piece of news, or one or two pieces of news. Why'd you throw them at me?
I do. Okay, actually, mine comes from NJPW. Cain Velasquez, who appeared at Triple Mania, was in attendance at the Triple Mania.
Triple what? Sorry. No hablo.
Exactly.
No hablo español.
Exactly. So, Cain Velasquez was in attendance at Super J Cup. He met with NJPW officials. So it's been reported that he may be headed to NJPW.
Wow, hold on a sec. So you're saying Cain Velasquez, he has to be you said he was at Triple Mania?
Yep.
That has to prove to you that he has got to be one of the toughest men in the world. If he can sit through that card, not pass out and bonk his head on the cement floor, he's got to be one tough SOB. Good job, New Japan.
Well, he is a UFC.
Yeah, still.
And in my second piece of news, it comes from Impact Wrestling. Ken Shamrock is returning to the company at the next set of TV tapings.
Holy smokes. Impact, you're not going to get that prom date. Don't put out for every boy that comes along. I mean, first you had Rob Van Dam. Man, that guy's old.
Yep.
Then you got Ken Shamrock. What is he, 84? Like, come on, man. I got to tell you, Elio, I got to tell you, in this day and age, if I am Joe Average wrestling fan and I have money to spend, I know I'm going to spend money to watch broken-ass Ken Shamrock fight. Oh, my Lord. Impact, this is why you're like the last swirl before the toilet flushes. My God.
Oh, man. And this is why we dropped them from the lineup. Like, it's just painful to watch from week to week.
You can only see the ugly sister flirt that much before you puke. Ugh. Okay. You know what? I got to get the horrible taste that's Impact out of my mouth. So I'm going to vomit for a sec. And then... Okay, there it is. It was a quick vomit in my mouth. Oh, that tasted terrible. You know what? Forget the news. No, don't forget the news. We just spoke about it. Okay? Don't forget the news. But let's move on, all right?
All right.
First of all, I want to tackle the New Japan Super Cup, okay? Mm-hmm. The Super J Cup, sorry. The Super J Cup is... the Super J Cup is a 3-night tournament started by our good friend Jushin Thunder Liger. This year, he brings it to the United States, and it's a Super Junior tournament, and it does actually give the winner some pull in the division. And we made our predictions last week. Mm-hmm. You thought Will Ospreay was going to take... Was it Will Ospreay you picked? I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, Will Ospreay.
You picked Will Ospreay. I picked El Phantasmo. You look like a total idiot who got run over by a truck, and I smell like roses because El Phantasmo did, in fact, win this tournament.
Hey, Will Ospreay made it to the semifinals.
Yeah, how did he do in the cup again? Sorry? That he did. By all accounts, no fans, we joked about this because, let's face it, there are so many wrestling companies. Sometimes you may not actually have a subscription to, say, New Japan or WWE or something, and you may have to dig hard on the old interweb to find said matches. But holy crap, I don't know what New Japan did, but I could not find actual matches. Elio.
Neither could I. I was looking on YouTube. I think I saw individual matches posted.
I was almost to the point where I was going to give in and spend the $12 and get New Japan World again. I used to have New Japan World, and it was fun, and I knew I could just go back and watch it all. But you know what? Not only am I a Canadian, but my ancestry is Scottish, and there's no way I'm throwing away money. So no, I'm too cheap for that. But by all accounts, it was a good night. Any written reports we have managed to find talked about it being a fun tournament. And El Phantasmo, now, let's talk about that for a second here. El Phantasmo winning the tournament is kind of it's a big step up for him. I mean, this puts him in prime contention within the junior heavyweight division. And I'm excited. I know El Phantasmo. You know, I've interviewed him a couple times. He's a Canadian boy from Western Canada, not like those stinky Eastern Canadians like Elio who have to drink and lose themselves in women. He's an honorable man. And sorry, Elio. I can't go a minute without taking a pot shot at somebody. It's been one of those days. I just want to say congratulations, El Phantasmo. You know, yes, wrestling fans, he plays the biggest douchebag you've seen in a while. He's right up there with MJF territory, but he's a good guy, and it's great to see him graduating up from the small indies within Western Canada and finding himself on one of the biggest companies in the world. Because let's face it, New Japan is definitely right up there when it comes to major companies within the United States. I mean, it may not be the WWE size, but it's got to be getting close to getting, well, not close, but it's got to be at least in the contention of talking, right?
And he doesn't have stupid vignettes like the lifestyles of the rich and dynastic.
Oh, hey, at least it's not H2.
This is true.
This is true. So yeah, exciting night. What's up? Well, we have a break this week from New Japan Wrestling, and I'm not. There might be. I can't even remember when the next show is.
There is one on Saturday.
Oh, which one is it?
In London, it's a Royal Quest.
Oh yes, that's the one being held in England. Sorry, folks.
Yes.
I didn't. Well, there's been so much going on. That one, I believe the main event is going to be Okada versus Minoru Suzuki. So that ought to be interesting. We had so much to talk about at the end of the G1. We didn't actually mention about what had happened following a match of Okada and Tanahashi taking on Zack Sabre Jr. and Minoru Suzuki. Ended up with Suzuki getting the pin over Okada, and then, man, he beat the snot out of Okada, and he cut like a promo that was devastating about how he wanted to point out how he wasn't even in the tournament and he still kicked his ass and no problem, that he was coming for his belt. Exciting stuff, man. Exciting stuff. I guess we'll have to cover that one too, man. We're going to have a busy ass weekend. I mean, we got that. We've got AEW's, what was it?
I'm just looking up the card for Royal Quest.
Wow. Okay, well, you look it up really quick. Fans, we got this Royal Quest thing coming up. We've got AEW's, I don't know what it's called, Lame for the Lamer or something. No, I'm just kidding. It's going to be interesting. And it's part of our points. It'll be our second points pay-per-view game that we're going to be running. At the end of the show here, we're going to give our predictions over that card. And not only that, but WWE NXT UK, which I'm starting to really enjoy. It's becoming a funner show lately. It's TakeOver in Cardiff. So, man, there is a solid-ass 9 to 10 hours of pure wrestling to watch this weekend. And that's not including MLW. That's not including Ring of Honor. That's not including... Well, I guess that is including everything. So, yeah, there's a lot of wrestling going on. Do you have that card up? Do you have the card up?
For NXT?
No, for the Royal...
I do have a request. Yes, I do.
Okay, let's rattle off. I don't even know them. Let's go quickly over it and see who we like and who we don't.
Okay, we have a 6-man tag with Ryosuke Taguchi, Shota Umino, and Ren Narita versus Roppongi 3K.
I picked Roppongi 3K, but this match doesn't really mean much. I mean...
Kota Ibushi and Juice Robinson versus the Bullet Club, Yujiro Takahashi and Hikuleo.
Wow, once again, this absolutely means nothing either. Okay. Well, there's not even a point. It's probably going to be Robinson and Ibushi.
Yeah, and then we have Will Ospreay and Robbie Eagles against Bullet Club, Ishimori and El Fantasmo.
Now that's going to be an interesting match. A lot of heat between those two companies. This is Chaos versus Bullet Club. Keep in mind, Robbie Eagles was a member of Bullet Club until the Super Junior tournament, where he turned and joined Chaos. And now, Robbie Eagles and El Fantasmo, they had some personal issues going on in that G1 at the Super Junior tournament. So yeah, this is going to be that's going to be interesting. I think I like this matchup a lot, and I'm going to pick the Bullet Club to take this one.
And Bullet Club's going to see a lot of action on Saturday because LIJ member Tetsuya Naito and Sonata take on Jay White and Chase Owens.
Ooh, I'm gonna go with LIJ on this. I think this will be a really good match, though. I like this matchup. Chase Owens, by the way, does not get enough respect callback. And Jay White, too. I mean, look at he showed in the tournament. He went out and said he'd win the next 6 matches. He went out and won the next 6 matches. I think he's... people don't realize how good of a wrestler Jay White really is.
And then the Guerrillas of Destiny take on the winners of the Royal Quest tournament for the IWGP Tag Team Championships.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Guerrillas of Destiny are not going to lose their belts to whatever ragtag team comes in to get the shot at them. So, yeah.
For the Never Openweight Championship, Tomohiro Ishii defending against Kenta.
Ooh, I like this one. We saw Kenta turn on Ishii and attack him after he turned and joined the Bullet Club.
And Shibata just killed them.
and then when you look at this, I mean, Ishii, he is like a destructive bull. And then Kenta is the same.
He's a stone pit bull.
Yeah, and Kenta is the same. This is going to be a great match. Who to pick? I think Kenta is probably going to sneak out a win here.
And then we have a British heavyweight champion, Zack Sabre Jr. versus Hiroshi Tanahashi.
Wow, here's a match we've seen a few too many times. I don't see Zack losing his belt here. And can he move on and defend it against someone else in New Japan locker room? I think him and Tanahashi is a match we've seen just a few too many times.
And in the main event, it's Kazuchika Okada defending the IWGP Championship against Minoru Suzuki.
This is going to be a kick-ass, cool thing, but I'm sorry. Even as dangerous and as crazy as this is, 51-year-old Minoru Suzuki is not walking away with the IWGP champion, especially over Okada, who's by far one of the probably one of the best top 3 wrestlers in the entire world right now.
And that's the card for Saturday's Royal Quest.
Well, that sounds good, but you know what? Did you bring up the Cardiff card too?
I have the Cardiff card as well.
All right, let's go over that a little bit right now. And you tell me too.
All right.
I know you watch UK more than you watch New Japan, so I want to hear some of your input on these matches too.
Okay, so we have for the NXT UK Women's Championship, Toni Storm defending against Kaylee Ray.
Okay, I'll start because I know you got a lot to say about Kaylee Ray.
Yeah.
You know what?
Well, it's coming in the NXT UK report.
Okay. Well, you know what? I've not really been impressed overly at all with Kaylee Ray coming into this. Toni Storm, however, has not cut very good promos. However,
no.
I do think Toni Storm is going to retain the championship here.
Yeah. There's
still a lot of legs in this girl, and she really is on the top of her game. And
yep.
I'm going to pick her. Who do you say?
Yeah. I'm taking Toni Storm in this one.
Okay. Any reason?
I just like her more than Kaylee Ray. I'm not sold on Kaylee Ray.
Yeah, Kaylee Ray, and I know Kaylee Ray from other promotions. Mm-hmm. This is one of the few misfires of presentation that NXT has done. They've not really given us enough to care, fear, or wonder what she's going to be like. Go on.
Okay, then we have for the NXT UK Championship, Walter defending against Tyler Bate after the ending of this week's NXT UK.
Okay.
This one's going to be...
Who are you picking?
I'm still going to go with Walter, but I don't know. Yeah, I'm sticking with Walter. I can't see Tyler Bate.
Okay. You know what? We're going to talk more on our report for NXT UK this week about some of the stuff that happened. And it's made what happened on this week's episode really has piqued my interest in this match much more than I would have thought originally when it was announced. However, I'm going to have to go with Walter on this one too.
Then we have a triple threat tag match for the NXT UK Tag Team Championships. Why, I don't know. But we have the Grizzled Young Veterans versus Mark Anderson, Flash Morgan Webster versus Gallus.
Wow. 3 teams who I could give less of a shit about in this world. Like
exactly.
I mean, when have the grizzled young idiots, when is the last time we've even seen them fight, like together? When have they actually done a tag match? I can't recall. Gallus we get to be bored with constantly. And and the Flash Morgan Webster and Mandrews they're just, man, they are just teeny little dudes. I just can't see them winning this. I guess I'm going to say the grizzled young veterans win, but most of it's like, who the fuck cares? Okay.
Unfortunately, I'm going to go with them because I don't see Gallus winning the championships.
Especially that Gallus combination, Wolfgang and the brother no one likes to talk about. Yeah, they're kind of weaker.
Now this next match, I'm looking forward to the last man standing match: Dave Mastiff versus Joe Coffey. Okay,
Elio, I want you to stop for a second and think what you just said. How long have you been dumping all over Dave Mastiff? Me too.
Right?
And how long have we been? And we've been dumping on Joe Coffey,
right? And we're actually saying a match that we're looking forward to seeing. Wow.
And I got to admit, we talked about it a couple weeks ago, fans. Their match leading up to this was pretty damn good. I am really intrigued by this. I mean, going in, I would honestly say I don't give a crap who wins because either of these guys don't interest me, but this match interests me. They've won me. They've got me. I'm going to say, I hope, like as a fan, I want Dave Mastiff to win, but I think it's going to be Joe Coffey.
Okay, I'm still going to go with Mastiff.
All right. So that's the card for NXT Cardiff, right?
Sorry, there's one more. There's one more.
There is? Well, who is it?
Which a match that I couldn't care less about: Travis Banks versus Noam Dar.
Oh, sorry.
Exactly.
Did you say Kenny King?
Exactly.
I care so little for that match, I'm not even going to talk about it. Next.
Next. Okay, so that's the NXT UK Takeover card.
So that is, that there's some solid matches on there. I think it's going to be a fun time. It's going up against the AEW one. So, folks, I guess you're going to have to decide which one you're going to watch first and primary and which one's the secondary match for you. Oh, plus there's also New Japan this weekend. So, lots to choose from. You know what? I think this choosing has made my head sore. I think we should probably take a little break here.
Okay.
I'm going to drown my sorrows in a little bit of Diet Coke and eat a little bit of chocolate. Elio is going to do what the professionals call a speedball and drink a lot. So,
you sure you don't want me to pick something up for you at the LCBO?
I will pass. And people around the world are wondering what the hell the LCBO is. That's an archaic, still in Canada, the only province, which is like a state for you Americans, is the only province left in Canada that the liquor stores are run by the government. So yes, he's referring to the Liquor Control Board of Ontario. Wow, Elio, I'm surprised you're conscious enough to remember those initials. Anyhow, whatever you do, I need you back here in a few minutes, buddy. So you know what? I don't care if you have to give yourself one of those defibrillators. If you have to vomit till it's all out of your system, do what you got to do. But we'll see you folks back in a few minutes.
All right.
Hello, this is Miguel Cole from the Wrestling POV podcast. Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global is affiliated with the Collar and Elbow brand. Go to collarandelbowbrand.com and save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Collar and Elbow has t-shirts, hoodies, sunglasses, and more. And the best part, you're helping out your local indie wrestlers. And you're helping out the best wrestling podcast of all, Wrestling POV and Wrestling POV Global. You don't want to miss out. So save yourself 10% by using promo code WPOV. Oh my goodness!
What's up? This is Jeff Cobb. You're listening to WPOV Global.
Hey fans, we're back. Ah, man, that was a delicious Diet Coke. Elio.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Did you survive the poisons you put into your belly?
I did.
It sounds like you're ready to go. Are you?
I'm ready to go.
Hyped and pumped?
Yep.
All right. Well, folks, let's get into WWE NXT report for this week. I got to tell you, the show has been exciting the last couple weeks, and you know what? I thought this was a pretty exciting show itself. Elio, why don't you run through the card and let's talk about the things we saw and what was cool and what sucked monkey balls.
Okay, yeah, NXT UK. The show didn't exactly start out good. I mean, Imperium versus The Hunt. It's never good when we see The Hunt.
That is so very true. But
Imperium did take care of them.
But I know I hate to say this,
yes,
and you may not agree with me, but The Hunt wasn't so bad this week. They hung with Imperium for a while. They lost in the end, but I gotta say they're not ready enough to be taken out of our book. But they were serviceable. Okay, they weren't lost in there. So let's give them that.
Hold on, I'm just checking my cabinet to make sure I still have everything here. Make sure you didn't get into my stash.
Wow, your hate for the Hunt continues. All right, let's go on with the report.
Then we see backstage Marcel Barthel is attacked by a mystery person.
Now, when that happened, I was kind of excited. I was like, slightly intrigued.
In the next match, we had Kaylee Ray defeating Shax. Now, okay, Shax came out with this. I wanna equate her to Ace Austin.
Okay, where is this going?
No, because she came out with this wand or whatever it was.
Oh,
like she was gonna perform some magic or whatever.
Did you notice it?
But
it looked like she was wearing her underwear outside of her clothes, which was pretty funny too.
No, it's after the match is what I want to get into, because Kaylee Ray, I'm telling you, she should not talk on the mic.
Ouch.
Because her promos are awful.
Yeah.
It's terrible.
It was. First of all, the end of that match, that poor little girl, what was her name? What would you say her name was? Shax. Wow. Shax got her ass kicked. I mean, she didn't do very much at all in this match.
No.
I don't know if I want to see any more of her. Sometimes they put you in with a girl and maybe she'll lose and you're thinking, okay, like Isla Dawn, like, oh, I'd like to see more of Isla Dawn. There's something there. I don't know about Shax or Shaco or whatever.
No, I think we have a better chance of seeing Danny Luna again.
Yeah, I would love to see Danny Luna again. Okay.
Yep.
All right, so
so would I.
Now let's get.
But then yeah.
Sorry.
Oh no, I was gonna say Tony Storm comes out and Kaylee Ray continues on about their past, and then okay, Tony Storm slaps her and she just slides out of the ring and walks back up the ramp.
This whole thing has not been well. Kaylee Ray.
Oh boy.
Kaylee Ray does not look like any kind of danger to anything.
No.
And I don't understand why Tony Storm is acting the way. Tony Storm, you can almost forget she's a champion or that she has any intestinal fortitude. I can't say balls because she's a girl. And this isn't Thailand, so we can't. Anyways, I kind of don't like how this whole program. Kaylee Ray has looked terrible, but it's kind of made Tony Storm look a little terrible too. And I like Tony Storm.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that the luster isn't off her. So let's see where this goes.
Then we have a video package highlighting the Dave Massive Joe Coffey feud.
It was good. We've talked about that.
Oliver Carter debuts next week. Who exactly? Jordan. We didn't have to hear another Jordan Devlin entry because he was interrupted by Kenny Williams.
Oh.
Now I have it written.
I hope.
I have it written right here.
Please continue.
I have it right here. Mm-hmm. I have it written right here. Thank you, Kenny Williams.
Now, when they showed the dude who's interviewed, like for a second, I thought, man, Kofi Kingston looks weird.
You mean Radsey? I got the name.
No,
Radsey.
not that guy. The guy that they said was coming next week.
Oliver Carter.
Yeah, from Africa or whatever. They cut to him for a second. I was like, man, is that an old Kofi Kingston thing? And then I realized it was a totally different guy. And I was like, oh. And I'm not saying because, black people are like or anything like that. No, what I meant is they had him dressed up like the old Kofi Kingston routine. So I was like, what's going on here?
So, but apparently that's a match that we're going to expect next week. Devlin and Williams in the main event.
Oh, my.
It was...
How does George Devlin keep making it to main events? He's not very interesting.
No. In the main event, there was a Mark Andrews defeating James Drake.
Oh, man. Shawn Michaels' ugly little brother. Yeah, you knew this was going to happen because they were obviously setting up for the big six-way team thing. But I'm just not sold too much on Mandrews and his skinny little buddy. So I don't know.
But then Imperium comes out, and then Mustache Mountain is back, and they totally take Imperium out. I've never seen anyone take Walter out the way Tyler Bate did.
Gotta admit, it made me more excited for the match. Going in, like I said, when it was announced that it was going to be Tyler Bate, I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But this week, man, you have Trent Seven coming out there, cutting off Walter at the ring. Then you have Tyler Bates come out, attacks. What's the dude's name? The German dude.
Marcel Barthel.
No, the other one. The guy who just joined.
Fabian Eichner?
No, the guy.
Wolf.
Alexander Wolf. And then we get the idea that it was Tyler Bate who's actually laid out the rest of Imperium. They trap Walter in the ring, and they go to town on him. I got to tell you, I've never seen anyone take it to Walter so strongly. And
neither have I. I was like, what?
I'm excited. I want to see that match. That's some good booking.
So I don't know. This week's NXT UK episode was pretty good. It was a fun show.
What were you going to rate it this week? I'm thinking in my head.
I'm going to give it a B.
Ooh.
I'm going to give it a B.
I'm going to give it a B. Yeah, I'm going to give it a B. The Kaylee Ray stuff was a little weak. Her match was weak. Her promo was weak. The Mandrews match was But the Imperium stuff was good. And I hate to say it, but the Imperium versus the two cartoon idiots actually wasn't too bad either. So, yeah, I'll give it a B.
Okay.
All right. So, let's take a look at MLW Fusion. And I got to say, sometimes it amazes me watching Fusion because it seems like when you step back, there's only been 2 or 3 matches, but there's been so much crap going on. You're like, wow.
Yeah, how many matches were there? I counted 2. 2 this week.
Yeah, I think there was only 2 this week, but
Oh, okay.
so many promos and things happened that it was like you felt like you saw a giant show. We start off by finding that Mance Warner had been arrested, and we see a terrible mugshot that is definitely the fakest one of mugshots I've seen in a while. Photoshop. It was like when you go to like the carnival or like when you go to the fair and you can get your picture on a wanted poster that's pretty obvious.
Yeah, in the photo booth.
Yeah, pretty obviously bad. Now we talked about this earlier. HOD Los Angeles Park taking on Zenshi. Now I didn't catch this last time, but did you catch that Zenshi is a Chilean wrestler who has a bunch of South American titles with him?
Yeah, from Santiago, Chile.
That is awesome. Now you know what? We talked about this. You said, how is it that HOD Los Angeles Park is the bad guy, but people were cheering like crazy for him?
Yep.
And Zenshi, who is the good guy, wasn't getting as much love. Mm-hmm. This was a really good match. In the end, Zenshi won, but the fans were loving HOD Los Angeles Park. And I think the reason why, as we talked about this, is we've seen him dressed in his goofy attire for a while. Yeah,
but did you notice this week he was dressed like his dad? He didn't have the goofy colors.
No, but he wasn't quite dressed like his dad either. He was dressed in purple. It wasn't black.
Oh, okay, purple. Okay,
it was like a purplish blue, and it was cool.
Okay,
but I think sometimes it's that case of where a wrestler can be a heel, but then he goes out and has such a good match that you're impressed by him, that even though he's still the heel, you cheer him, like Steve Austin. I mean, Steve Austin would go out and do crappy things to people, but he was so cool about it that you kind of bought in. And I really think the match a couple weeks ago, where LA Park teamed up with his son, Hio, and they took on the Wagners, father and son team, Wagner Jr. and HOD, whatever. But that match won me over for HOD LA Park. I think it did for the fans too. He really was impressive there, and he was actually pretty impressive in this match. So hats off. Who knows? He may end up becoming a good guy if people keep cheering the hell out of him like they have been.
Yeah, this was a good match.
We get to see one of the most bizarre... have you ever, kids, been riding your bicycle and you slip, you fall off, hit your face on the cement, and you sit there dazed for a minute, and somebody might walk by, but it just...
I didn't hit my face on the cement. I just flew over the handlebars, landed on the grass.
I'm surprised you weren't drunk enough to actually get on... Anyways, fans, the reason I say this feeling of getting smoked in the face and having your head spin is kind of the feeling you get from H2 TV.
Oh my god, that was terrible. God.
Once again, Teddy Hart, keep your day wrestling job, buddy. Keep your day wrestling job. Terrible.
What was Brian Tillman going on about? I wasn't even paying attention.
The whole thing was there's nothing of real importance in these things anyways, so I never really pay that much attention. I kind of sit there and think about the time in my life that's been lost watching these things. But it was bad. We get a report that MLW will be working with the Crash Lucha in Tijuana October 5th. So there's going to be obviously a good influx of Mexican wrestlers going back and forth. We heard Ricky Martinez will compete on the show. I'm sure nobody gives a crap anywhere. We get a little package of Loki doing his basically one-hit wonder matches for a while. He talks about Contra Unit, how they made it personal. Now, folks, it wasn't exactly given out here yet, but it's come out now. Since the show aired and they put it in the package, it didn't quite say it. They hinted at it. But I made a prediction last week who I thought would be the fourth person to join Lawler and the Von Erichs. It will be Loki. I just thought, to me, it made the most logical sense of how the story's been progressing and how they messed with him at one time. I thought, yeah, it's going to be Loki. And it will be Loki in that match. So I am very happy with that. We see that Alexander Hammerstone was successful against Go Shizuki in the N1 tournament in Japan, which was cool to see. Which wasn't cool to see was another crappy Lifestyles of the Rich and Dynastic, which only is just tiny bit better than H2. And those just suck. So this ought to tell you how great that was. Then we have our main event match of the evening. MJF taking on Teddy Hart for the MLW title. Really good match. I mean, Teddy Hart delivers all the time.
Yep.
It's funny, though, because if you ever watch his mannerisms, he sure acts like he should be a bad guy, even when he's doing things good, he kind of gives you that dick vibe when he wrestles, you know?
Yep.
So, it was good. What did you think of this match, man?
This was a pretty good match.
All right.
And of course, they did that one spot where MJF tried to lock the sharpshooter in on Teddy Hart.
Of course, a little bit of insult to injury. Now, it was a fun match. I mean, okay, I should mention the other bit of stupidity is they had a little big thing with Selena and Jimmy Havoc saying they're the ones who had Matt's arrested. Yeah.
How uncomfortable was that?
I don't know. It's sometimes people don't always click together. Overall, I'm going to say this was a solid, fun show. I'm going to give it a B- in my opinion.
Yeah, I'm going to go with a B- on this one.
All right.
It's always a fun show. Like, it's just, sometimes it's the vignettes and the backstage stuff that brings it down.
Yeah, this week it was a little bit too much stupid backstage stuff that just kind of made you go, eh.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so we got a B-. Take us into ROH territory. Tell us about the show. I'm going to bring up a few things about ROH at the end of the segment. And
okay, ROH, this new format. Loving this new format.
So am I.
So, from our first highlight is from Mass Hysteria, Jay Lethal and Jonathan Gresham and Alex Shelley defeating the Kingdom.
Good match because it gave us the update of why Alex Shelley was going to be in the main event.
Mm-hmm. And from Summer Supercard, and I saw this match, Kelly Klein defeating Tasha Steelz to hold on to the Women of Honor Championship. This was a great match. I really enjoyed this one.
It is really good. And for a girl like Kelly Klein, who's kind of a plain girl, they make her look pretty sexy when she wrestles. I'll give her that. Yeah. I like the way she presents herself now is actually kind of attractive.
So, how about the time? So have you seen the Tasha Steelz interviews?
Yes.
With her Cardi B stuff.
Cardi who?
Cardi B.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about, man. Who? Anyways, moving on. From
Supercard, we have Shane Taylor defeating Tracy Williams to hold on to the television championship.
I gotta say, Elio,
yep.
Most times I have no problem with your rampant alcoholism. However, I don't see how you love Shane Taylor so much. This guy is terrible. How do you worship this guy?
He is terrible. I'm sure you're mistaken about that.
Oh, maybe I was the one who was drunk then. Okay.
Then, also from Supercard, and this one, this was heavily edited because this was a bloody match. In a ladder war, the Briscoes defeating Gorillas of Destiny.
Exciting. I liked it.
Yep. This one, I'm actually going to go back and watch the full match because it looked like one crazy ladder war.
Are you saying you didn't watch it originally?
I only saw
I'm just kidding.
Then next week we have Jonathan Gresham and Jay Lethal taking on Lifeblood, Bandito, and Mark Haskins.
Okay.
And our last match was Matt Taven defeating Alex Shelley to hold on to the ROH Championship.
This was a fun match. Alex Shelley is a fun wrestler. There's only one thing I don't like that Alex Shelley always did. He still even did it in this match, whether he's a good guy or bad guy. I hate that move where he does that snot thing on you, like he's blowing his nose.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's Sami Callihan crap. I don't like it.
And of course, next week, the Top Prospect Tournament begins.
Now, I'm going to say it right here. ROH was falling on the ropes. A month ago, I thought, are they going to go the way of Impact? Are we going to lose interest in what they're showing us? This new format is awesome.
Yes, I really like it.
It gives you interviews, it gives you promos, it gives you highlights from matches that does its thing because they showed you a highlight from a match and now you're going to go back and rewatch the match because it was that exciting. So it does.
Oh my God, did you catch what Quinn McKay said
about?
She gave herself an Ian Riccaboni and a team name.
Oh yes, say it. Don't.
IQ.
Oh my Lord.
Why? But I will say she's a lot better than Casey.
Yes.
On MLW.
She's a cute girl, and she really seems to know what she's talking about, which is refreshing. Yep. She's not like Renee Young, who just annoys the crap out of you. She actually is pretty interesting.
So, and I know you had some news from ROH News to bring up.
Okay, yes, but first I just want to finish our rating for the show this week.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Like, I like the highlights, I like the thing, and then I love how they do this. They gave us the entirety of main event that was a really damn good match. The Matt Taven impresses me all the time, and Alex Shelley here, we haven't seen him for a while in ROH. He almost looked like he never missed a step. I really enjoyed this, and I enjoyed this match and this program so much this week. I'm going to give it an A.
Wow, our first A, I'm going to have to agree with you, because I really like this format. I just enjoy seeing all these highlights and the full match in the main event. So I'm going with an A as well.
Now this, folks, has changed the complexion of our ratings race here, because a month ago ROH couldn't buy a point. Now
there was a string of zeros on the episodes in July.
I know, and then look at this way, man. All of a sudden now, I think this week's loser ends up being MLW, and they only lose by a half a point. A B minus.
For the third week in a row.
Yeah, and I mean, they have a great match. So this is some really good stuff going on here. So I'm going to let you do the totals after, but I do know that looking at this week, definitely ROH takes the 2 points. UK NXT takes the 1 point, and MLW, who was on a hot streak, isn't that they're not hot at all. It's just that all of a sudden ROH and NXT UK are really up in their game.
Yeah.
So this is turning out to be a fun thing. I almost wonder sometimes if we should start letting fans get involved in the voting too of the episodes, you know?
That is an idea.
Sort of like what they do on that other inferior show to us, WP something. Oh, POV Global. We're Global. WPOV Wrestling, which I believe you can find on iHeart, Podbean, iTunes, iRectum, and whatever other kind of things you can look for with an I. You can find them every Saturday night on the same network, whatever you're listening to right now that we are on. Yeah, they do an okay job, I suppose. I mean, they did a massive disservice to me on their book, you know. But
they put you in the book.
That's okay though. You know what? I pointed out something I saw innocently enough as a good, solid citizen of this world, catching that dirty, stinking puppet doing bad things, and then they want to turn around and they want to accuse your poor, innocent host. I'm not like Elio Canella. I'm not out there nailing everything that moves and drinking everything that's wet. I am just a guy living his dream, man. But that's okay.
Oh, what are you saying?
You know what? I think I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore. Like I care. Anyhow, let's talk about. Okay, I said we did say we had a little bit of ROH news to talk about. What I want to talk about, first of all, PCO getting injured this weekend. Now, this is something that's funny and not, because you know PCO, he plays this. The guy's over 51 years old or something. He plays this crazy character who's fun. We love him. But he does a whole bunch of crazy shit that gets him hurt a lot. Okay? A lot. And one of his famous little spots he likes to do is he'll throw a guy, say, like on the left side of the ring, right? Throw him onto the floor. Then he'll run, turn around, and run out the right side of the ring, leap into nothing, and hit the ground. And it's funny. You all get a laugh at it. And, you know, he does his little thing, gets up and starts wrestling again. This week, however, I don't know if if he tucked his chin a little too much or something, but his face met the cement pretty hard. As a result, 17 stitches around the eye area.
Ooh.
Man, if you thought PCO looked like Frankenstein before, even Frankenstein is running scared looking at his mug right now, I'll tell you that.
Wow.
And the other bit of news is it was kind of a busy weekend for ROH. They had this Saturday show where they had the champions versus the All-Stars. I do believe the All-Stars won in the end. I didn't watch it, I'll admit. I wasn't all that interested in a bit of a weak card. But the next night they did have their, what was it called? Honor by Confusion? No. Honor for All? Some kind of thing. That's the problem with ROH is they've got so many weird names that it's hard for me to remember them all. But they did have an interesting show this weekend where two of the matches I wanted to mention. And folks, when I say this next results of this match, do not punch your computer thinking that I'm trapped in some weird time loop and I'm mixing two timelines together. But the Briscoes, Mark and Jay, did it, and that's Mark and Jay Briscoe. I'm not talking about like what was the old ones, the really old dudes who used to wrestle, Jack Briscoe, Jack and Jerry, because when I tell you that they fought the when they fought the Rock and Roll Express, you might think I'm talking about Jack and Jerry Briscoe, because they're about as old.
The Rock and Roll Express.
The Rock and Roll Express dragged their old asses out, got their asses beat, however. But
there's a surprise.
It was a good match. The Briscoes showing a lot of respect after the beatdown they lay on the Rock and Rolls, and the Rock and Rolls, let's give them credit, man. Their pacemakers did not quit on them during this match. Their osteoporosis didn't break their limbs. They managed to get through this. So, interesting match. The one thing I'm excited about the most in this whole card was the Deny or Defy match, where this year, once again, Matt Taven faced three guys. If at the end one guy was standing, that guy was going to get a title shot against Matt Taven. Matt Taven ends up losing to our good friend Jeff Cobb. So congratulations, Jeff Cobb. I don't have a problem with Jeff Cobb chasing, and I think we might be seeing the next ROH champion. And I think he's a guy from Hawaii.
Yep. Sorry, Matt. We like you, but I'm going for Jeff Cobb.
Yeah, it's sort of like, Matt Taven, you're sort of like that pretty girl we knew in math class, and we're like, yeah, I'd take her out for dinner, But, Jeff Cobb's like that super hot teacher who wants you to stay after school, and you're like, yeah, damn straight I will. Sorry. Wow, how come you're the pervert and I have all the kind of stories like this? What's going on? Anyhow.
Yeah, what's going on?
Okay, folks. It is that time of the, I don't know, month, year, whatever. We have our own POV points game for the upcoming pay-per-view. There's a lot of P's and B's.
Oh wait, I didn't do add up for the shows.
Okay, well you add it up, you write it down, and then as I'm describing the rules, we'll announce what those are. Okay.
All right.
So fans, what we have here is our points pay-per-view game. It is just like the one over at Wrestling POV. We're going to go over the card. There is a set amount that you can bet of points on each of the matches. If you win the match, you win the set amount of points that you bet. If you lose the amount of points that you bet, which means we start at 0. You could end up negative. You could end up like Mimi, who was our underachiever beaver for our very first competition here. She came in last place, and I'm going to have to say pathetically. And then that dyed-haired weasel over at Wrestling POV, I got to bite my teeth and say this, but yes, he is our first global points game winner, and that's Rick Serrano III, who I hope this week becomes Rick Serrano the Turd and comes in last. But
actually, yeah, hold on. I just received the letter.
You received a letter?
Yes, I did.
Well, okay. Well, we'll read
and
it.
It's regarding our current WPOV Global Champion Rick Serrano III.
Oh, of course it is. Go on.
And it says, and I quote, "To be the man, you have to dye your hair blonde like the man."
Oh my lord! Is this from the office of Rick Serrano III or that puppet?
That's what it says on the stationery.
Oh my lord! Okay, yes. To be the man, you have to dye your hair like the man. I wonder if...
And I have those numbers for you.
All right. Okay, well, let's go over the points game, and we'll finish with the... Oh, no, give the numbers right now. Go ahead. What were the numbers?
All right, so ROH is in first place with 2 points, which puts them at 7. Mm-hmm. NXT UK in second with 1 point, putting them at 12. And MLW stays at 13 with 0 points.
Wow, this is becoming a close pony race, boys and girls. I'm excited. If we had the fourth one in here and it was still Impact, they're going to be last every week. So at least we cut that driftwood off. Well, let's get back into this game. All right. Elio, I've been trying to explain. Have I explained this game enough to people, do you think?
Yes, you have. And remember, if you choose no
contest?
If you choose no contest, you can pick a winner.
Right. And so do you get points for choosing a no contest?
I I don't believe you get any points for choosing no contest. No.
Huh. Well, that.
No, actually, you do. You get 3 points for
a no contest. If you choose no contest.
Either pin, submission, DQ, or no contest is 3 points.
Okay, so if you pick no contest and you bet up to 3 points, you get what you get.
Yep.
Okay, that's awesome.
Yep.
Awesome.
But you can't pick a winner.
All right, so you know what? Open up the card in front of us. Me and you are going to make our predictions and bets for this week's thing. We're going to submit them in with the rest of you people, and let's see who's going to win this. Who's going to become... Do we have a name for our winners? Yeah, I guess just the WPOV Global points per view.
And we have the Underachiever Beaver.
Yeah. Okay, please don't make me be a beaver. All right, let's... you got a pen handy? I want you to write it down what we're going to bet, and you rattle off the
No, I got my pad. I got the notepad open. I have the names.
All right, give me the first one.
Typed out. Okay, so in the first one we have a battle royal to determine who the number one contender for the AEW Women's Championship will be, and we have Teal Piper, Evilise, Jazz, Nyla Rose, Britt Baker, Yuka Sakazaki, Allie, and Brandy Rhodes. And this match is worth 20 points.
We can bid up to 20 points on this.
Yep.
That, my friend, is what I call a fool's bet. Because, yeah, you can risk up to 20 points here, but I mean, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to make my bid. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. I am going to pick that this will be Britt Baker, and I am going to bid 1 point.
Ooh, 1 point. Okay.
Who do you got?
Well, I am going with, I'm going to say Brandy Rhodes.
All right. How much are you bidding?
I'm going to do, I'm going to do an 8.
Sucker. All right.
What?
Nothing. Okay, we got Private Party versus Angelico and Jack Evans.
Oh.
I'll let you go first on this one.
You said you know Jack Evans.
I knew Jack Evans. He's a good wrestler.
Yep.
Who are you going for in this?
This one I'm going to go with Private Party pinfall 7 points.
Ooh. You know what? Believe it or not, I'm going to go Private Party. I'm going to go pinfall, and I'm going to go 6 points. All right.
Okay. The next one is SoCal Uncensored versus Jungle Boy, Luchasaurus, and TJ's favorite wrestler, Marco Stunt.
I thought that was you. I thought you were Marco Stunt. Okay. I am going to go SoCal Uncensored with a pin.
It's worth 5 points. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I can bid... It's only worth 5. Can I bid up to 5 points, right?
Yeah, maximum 5 points.
Okay, so I'm going to bid 3 points for the pin, SoCal Uncensored.
Okay, I'm going SCU 3 points pin as well.
All right. Hikaru Shida versus Riho. Oh.
Okay.
This is one I'm going to blind guess this one. I'm going to go Rio. Rio for pin 2 points.
I'm going Rio 3 points and a pin.
All right. Next, Darby Allin, Jimmy Havoc, Joey Janela, 5
3 guys I couldn't care less about.
Yeah, 3 guys. I like Darby Allin, but yeah, okay.
Okay, no, actually, Darby Allin's the only one, maybe. Jimmy Havoc and Joey Janela,
Who are you picking on this one, buddy?
I'm going with Darby Allin.
Okay, how many points?
I'm going to do 4, pin.
4 for pin. Okay, I'm going to go Jimmy Havoc.
Okay.
5 points submission.
Oh.
All right.
And I've got Darby Allin. Okay. I've got Darby Allin for pin. Okay.
Next, we have Best Friends, Chuck Taylor and Trent Beretta versus the Dark Order, Evil Uno and Stu Grayson. 15 points for this one. Who you picking?
Ooh. I'm going with the Best Friends.
Ooh. How many points?
Pin 9 points.
I'm going to go Best Friends, 10 points.
Wait. Okay. Oh no, sorry. I'm going back and forth here, so I'm not noticing which ones have pins and which don't. Okay, so Best Friends
does not have.
I'm going Best Friends 9. Yeah. 9. Best Friends 9 points.
And I put 10.
Yep, I got that.
All right, next. Kenny Omega versus Pac. 10 points is the max to bid. Mm-hmm. What are you picking?
Oh, since this is a last minute sub for John Moxley, I'm going to go with Kenny Omega.
Okay, how many points?
I'm going to do 9 points.
Ooh. I'm going to go Kenny Omega, 10 points for pin. Then we have the match of Cody Rhodes versus Sean Spears. 5 points max to bid.
Oh, well, Cody's gonna be out for revenge after that ugly chair shot, so I'm going with Cody, 5 points pin.
Okay. I'm going Sean Spears, 5 points pin. Then we have the AAA World Tag Team Championship ladder match. The Lucha Brothers, the champions, defending against the Young Bucks. 15 points max bet.
For that one, I'm going with the Lucha Brothers.
Okay.
10.
How many points?
10.
Ooh. I too think the Lucha Brothers are not going to drop the AAA World Tag Team titles. I'm going to go 12. And then finally the main event. Chris Jericho versus Hangman Page. 20 points max to bid.
Ooh. You know what? I'm gonna go with we know who should be champion, but we know who will end up champion. I'm gonna pick Jericho, 19 points pin.
I'm going to pick Chris Jericho, 20 points pin.
Okay.
Ooh, one of us is going to lose here, Elio. We went pretty high on some of our bids. So, folks, that is this week's AEW All Out Points pay-per-view points game. Now, how do you get involved? Easy. You like the page. If you already like the page, you can't double like it, so don't even try. But if you haven't liked the page, like the page, then post on the page your picks, your points, your bids, and you too could be part of the AEW All Out's point-per-view points game. What's the prize? Is there a prize this week?
That's one thing that I think we have the $50. Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure if there's...
Well, when you think about it, it doesn't matter what the prize is because I'm going to win it. And all you minor pukes are going to put your messages up and you ain't going to win dick. So it doesn't matter what. And I'm not going to win dick because I'm part of the company. So all I get is bragging rights. And if you've ever met me, you know that I'm going to brag my ass off after I win this one. When I become the next WPOV Global Champion and that dyed-haired pretender to my throne, Rick Serrano, the something or other, you're going down, brother. You're going down. Just like a team of cheerleaders at a Major League NFL game. You're going down.
All right. There we go. We have TJ with the pipe bomb.
I feel so good like I got it out of my system. I didn't have a book this week, so I got to just insult people. Man, I can't believe I get paid to do this stuff. Woo. All right, folks, you know what? We've had a great time. We've talked a lot of wrestling. We've talked a lot of shit. We've talked a lot of things. What we'd like to do is hear you talk. Tell us what you want us to talk about. Tell us the things you like about the show. If you can't stand Elio's alcoholic whoring ways, we'll write a letter. And if you're a girl, send him a new picture. He'll probably appreciate it. If you just want to talk about how much of...
Hey, I'm entertaining where I drink.
and if you want to write in and tell me how much of a douchebag I am and how much you hate me, I don't give a fuck. I'm not reading it, so whatever. But I do say this from the bottom of my heart. I love all you fans from across the world. It's always great to know that you guys are participating, joining in the conversation. Good to know you're watching wrestling. The WWE isn't the only thing out there. There's lots of great wrestling. And what's been evident from the wrestling we've been covering this last couple of weeks, there is a glut of good wrestling. We're almost in a golden age of wrestling right now. And fans, you fans all across Canada, North America, I want to say privyet to all my Russian friends. I want to say g'day mate to all my Australian friends. I want to say hello to all the European friends and Asian friends and all of you. Hey, all of you little penguins down in South America who've been biting into the American lines and listening to us. All I can say is whack, 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 whack. And love Alanis. Always love Alanis. She'll love you in return. Elio, tell the good people and the jerks who also listen, tell them how they can download us, where they can find us.
All right. We are on iTunes, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, and YouTube.
Excellent. And folks, like I said, write to us. Tell us where they can write.
And you can reach us at Wrestling POV Podcast on Facebook, Wrestling POV 1 on Instagram, and Wrestling POV on Twitter.
Excellent. So fans, we love you guys. We hope you have a great week. We're coming up to a great week of wrestling. Please be a part of the AEW All Out's pay-per-view points game. It's going to be fun. When I'm crowned the new, the undefeated, the best-looking global POV points game champion. And Rick Serrano...
Sure you're mistaken, sir.
Ouch. From the mouths of alcoholic babes. Anyhow, Rick Serrano, you're going down. Elio, you're going to be joining him with a fat lip if you keep that up. So, Love you guys. Have yourselves a great week. Elio, say goodbye to the fine people.
All right, we will talk to you all next week.